So I don't look like an idiot like you do.
You don't know what I look like.
I know more than enough.
That's true. All right, now.
Be funny. Say something funny that I can put in the beginning.
The Holocaust. That's not what it sounds like. You don't know what the last podcast was about.
Taylor and Alan talking about movies. They may be best friends, but they always disagree. Taylor and Alan, I seen that.
His wife movie about the Holocaust. Yes. JK, everybody.
Oh man, I feel like I set that up, but I had no idea that was coming.
Swish. Nothing but net.
Alright, you ready?
Alright, so the movie that I have selected is a little different than the ones I typically select. And that is one, because it's still a movie that I watched over 10 million times as a kid.
10 million
but
times?
Maybe 13 million.
Okay.
But it's
Because you
really
know you
horrible.
you haven't been alive for anywhere close to 1 million days.
Okay, but you're assuming I only watched it more than or less than 10 times a day.
Yeah. Let's see how long do you think 10 million seconds is?
No. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna figure out how long
how-
I've been alive and how many times I've been able to watch this
No.
movie.
How long do you think 10 million seconds is in years?
10 million seconds is 5 years.
No. It looks like
Okay, how
it
much?
is 0.3 of a year.
Oh, really? I'm so dumb. Okay, so I've been alive roughly 8,891,000 minutes. This movie is an hour and 36 minutes. So we'll say 96. That means I probably have watched it 92,618 times. I was a little wrong. I'm sorry.
All right.
But anyways,
But anyways.
it's really poor. I don't know if you've even seen it. You might have. So it's there's not a lot of good trivia for it. So I'll just say I'll give you my own personal trivia that I know of it.
All right.
It's based on a book series.
Okay. A series of unfortunate events.
Incorrect. Older.
Lord of the Rings.
Not that old. Right in the middle. Just kidding. Not really right in the middle.
You know I'm talking about the movie with Jim Carrey of a series of unfortunate events, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the Netflix. All right. What else?
Basically, this movie is directed by Frank Oz, and if you do or don't know who that is the guy who plays Yoda in all the Star Wars movies.
Okay.
So I just thought that was kind of funny. Director Frank Oz got permission from George Lucas to use the character Darth Vader in this film.
Is it Spaceballs?
No. Not quite so old.
Oh. Is it Reign of Fire?
No. What is that?
It's that dragon movie.
Oh, Reign of Fire.
Yeah.
No. Well, that's... There's no good trivia on this movie.
Who is in it?
Okay. Here's the lead character was Hal Scardino.
That's the actor or the character?
That's the actor.
Hal Scardino.
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 This movie came out in 1995.
And Darth Vader is in it.
Yes, technically.
Indian in the cupboard. Indian in the cupboard.
There you go. You got it.
Is it really?
Yeah. Have you seen this movie?
I have seen this movie.
It's so bad.
It is terrible.
But here's the thing. I really like the story of it. I love the story of it. But it's the acting in this movie is so poor. It's like you have this main kid. His name is Omri, and he's like a little piece of crap. He's annoying. He's a bad kid. He's a bad brother. He's whiny, and he's just the kid in real life is a bad actor. And you think, how can anyone this bad like get a role?
Uh-huh.
Like there's no way like there's anyone worse than this kid. And then you see his friend, and that kid is even worse. His friend is maybe the worst actor. He's got to be the worst actor of all time.
Hang on. If you want to get into worst actors, a couple weeks ago we talked about you trying to be in our little homemade
I know.
prison. And
I'm counting me in the list of bad actors, and this kid is still bad. It's worse. The only difference is he got paid for it.
you didn't get paid for that?
No, the check never cleared. It was a box office bust.
Oh man.
When was the last time you saw this movie?
Who knows? This is so old. I do.
It's old.
I remember. I have a vivid memory of the VHS box because it had a key to unlock it. Do you remember that?
Mine didn't.
No, it came with a key, and there's like a keyhole, and you put the key in it, and when you twisted it, it would just pop open the box. You could easily just do it with your fingers, the same way. But
Yeah.
the key was like to pry open the box. And I remember playing
Well,
with
that
all the time.
changes everything. So did you own this movie?
My grandma did.
Oh, well, of course.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure it's been mentioned a few times, but my grandma would buy every single movie that came out, where we had a walk-in closet that had probably 10 shelves, wall to wall, like wrapped around, and it was just full of VHS movies.
It was insane.
Yeah.
And so
Which is why
we would...
why I never really rewatched movies, was because I could just walk in there and find any movie I wanted to watch. And if I hadn't seen it, like I remember there was one summer I was like, I'm just going to watch Mel Gibson. I'm curious what else he's made. And I just watched all Mel Gibson movies. I just found anything he was in and watched it.
See, it was kind of the same way in my house, but instead of that, there was
the
4
exact
movies to
opposite.
choose from.
Yeah.
And so we just watched it. So I'd be like, one summer, I'm not going to watch all Mel Gibson movies. I'm just going to watch this one movie 10 times a day, every day.
Well, I remember when you could start like ripping DVDs, like you could copy them, and your dad just sitting at the computer for, it had to be just months straight. I don't know if I ever saw him not in front of the computer.
Years and years.
With
That's
a
funny.
stack of DVDs that he was just burning.
I was just talking about this with someone today because we were talking about Blockbuster and Netflix, the disc service. And I was like, my dad was on like the 8-disc plan at the time. It was like $25 a month, and he would just get the movies, immediately burn them to a disc, and send them back and get 8 more. And he would not even watch them. I'd be like, Dad, I don't know how many times I would say, like, you are never even going to watch all these movies. You literally don't have enough. There's like not enough time in the world anymore to watch all these movies. Because on top of all the movies he was getting at the same time, he would just watch the same movies over and over anyway. He'd be like, all right, just burned 50,000 new movies. What to watch? Same movies last week. Got it.
He wanted to leave a legacy. What happened? Do you have all those DVDs?
I don't know where they are.
Oh, man.
I'm sure my mom has them in storage.
I bet you there's a treasure map somewhere.
I think it's drawn on Joshua.
Let's scalp him. Let's see if it's like Treasure Island.
I remember thinking, Dad, if for some reason the FBI ever raided our house, you would go to prison for like 10 million years.
Could you imagine the FBI just busting through your guys' window to arrest your dad for burning copies of
They're
terrible
like, we've been
Western
watching this
movies?
guy for years, building a case against him.
It's like, you You rented 8 movies and sent them back in one day. You could not watch that movie. There's not enough time. Oh,
I remember there was a few times where, because he tried to keep a database on it. He had like an
Like a
Excel
Excel.
document, and I'm confident there were times that he'd rent the same movie and not realize it. And I'm like, he'd get in and he'd be like, here, look at the ones I just got in the mail. And I'd look, I'm like, Dad, did you just have this like a couple months ago? Like, did I? Well, I got it again.
Oh. Did you guys write Enixon on top of all those too?
No, he did not let my mom do that. That was a my mom thing. She went through a lot of phases. One phase was writing our name on every single thing you can think of.
Not even just your guys'
Video
stuff.
games? Yeah, she did yours as well.
Yeah, I remember twice I brought a Nintendo 64 game over, and I would leave with
wrote on
Enixon
it.
written on it. Like, what?
She didn't know. She was like, you know what? I gotta protect the games. I don't want that Allen kid stealing my kid's games.
I don't even remember what movie we're talking about anymore.
Indian in the cupboard.
Oh, yeah. There was no... I was sitting here, racking my brain so hard. Never would have I gotten to Indian in the Cupboard again.
I was looking at it. There's actually a few well-known people in this movie. Besides the garbage pail kid, Omri. Where'd he go?
Owen
The
Wilson's
main guy
in it,
who-
right?
Owen Wilson.
Maybe I'm thinking of A Night at the Museum.
Yes, that's what you're thinking of. It's a sequel to Indian in the Cupboard.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, Ben Stiller is just this kid grown up. And his life amounted to nothing, and that's why he's a security guard.
Yeah.
But it's actually got Richard Jenkins. You know who he is?
I know the name, but I can't.
He
think
plays someone's dad in every movie. That's all he's ever done. I think you've seen Step Brothers?
Yeah.
He's the dad in that movie.
Does he kind of look like, what's that guy's name? The J.J. Jonason character from the original Spider-Man?
No.
The father,
Not to me.
the father from, what is that movie? Juno.
Step Brothers.
No.
Oh.
Do they-
No, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
What's his
J.K.
name?
Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. Well, the problem is he played a character, J.J. Jonason.
Yeah,
Or
it is a
James
little
Jonah
confusing.
Jameson. And
J. Jonah Jameson. That's how I always see him as.
Yeah. He's going to be
It's
Commissioner
got-
Gordon now. And,
I know. Have you seen that dude?
No.
He is like so ripped beyond belief. It almost looks fake.
Yeah. It could
It's insane.
be. But anyways,
It's all okay. Did you watch Mad Men?
I watched like the half of the first season and like just had a
you
really
probably
hard
wouldn't.
time getting into it.
First season is slow. That was a good show though.
Was it? Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about it. I just like could not get myself into it.
Yeah, you gotta want to watch it.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I don't want to like have to work really hard to enjoy something. I'd rather just try to enjoy it because
The
I
show
enjoy it.
should have to try to impress you.
Yeah.
Classy. But anyways, I really enjoyed the movie. Just the story, because so badly I wanted that cupboard and I could put toys in it. Because my plan, because I don't know if you remember, I have like 1 billion baseball figures made of plastic. And my dream was to put these figures in the cupboard and bring all these like baseball legends to life and watch them play like a mini game of baseball.
Oh, you didn't even want to play with them. You just wanted to watch them play baseball.
I just wanted to watch them.
How did you feel? Did
No.
did that need get satisfied when they started making like MLB The Show and all that type of stuff?
That's as close as I'm gonna get.
Yeah, definitely to that dream. You're never gonna have a magical cupboard and be able to bring plastic figures to life. Video games are as close as you'll ever get.
So here's my question.
Right.
Those characters or those toys are real people, right? So do you think if you took a toy that is based on a real person like that, it would be that person, or it would just be like an alive person who looks like that person? Like, what if I did it to someone who's alive now still?
I think it would be like a Buzz Lightyear situation.
Explain.
All the Buzz Lightyears have the exact same personality. They're unaware.
So it would be that person.
Yeah. Like
Now,
a copy of that person.
Right. If it was a character that is still alive today, would he have memories? What memories would he have?
Like, are you saying, would he have any memories of... I think it would be...
Of the real life guy.
You watch Black Mirror, right?
Yes.
Did you see the episode where she created her boyfriend into the phone and then she bought a robot
Yes.
and put his personality? So I think it would be something more like that, to where public knowledge is all the memory it has. Like, it's not going to have, like, inside
Personal.
knowledge. Yeah. It
It knows its own stats.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. I'm satisfied now.
What do you think that Night Museum took this concept and did it much better?
Yes.
The only problem is, the one thing Indian in the Cupboard had going for itself was it was able to do pop culture people. Whereas in Night at the Museum was just kind of history people.
Well, yeah, because it's at the Smithsonian.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so that was another cool thing, and that's where the Darth Vader comes in. So he's able to bring back, I want to say it was like Darth Vader and a T-Rex and some other kind of fighter. I was like, in what other movie would you get to see Darth Vader fight T-Rex with a lightsaber? This is the coolest thing ever. You ain't gonna see that in the Smithsonian.
What are you gonna do if this comes on now?
Oh, see, it's like, my head is telling me, don't ever put yourself through this movie again. But my heart is saying, you want to watch this movie. Like, go turn it on right now. Because I loved it so much as a kid.
Yeah, I'm definitely changing the channel.
It's poor. They were so poor actors.
I would build a time machine to go back a few minutes in the past to not even let my knowledge of it know or become known that it's on. I really muddied up that sentence.
But I understood.
Yeah. Yeah, I would create the time machine so I never even knew that it was on. That's how much I don't want to watch this movie.
But then you run the risk of stumbling upon it again.
To stumble upon myself. I'd have to kill myself in the past.
No. If you go back and you erase your memory of knowing that it's on, yeah, so you're not going to know it's on right now, but what if you're flipping through and you're going to find it eventually?
I don't think so. I don't think that's how it works. When was the last time you were flipping through the channels and it came on? This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing for the Indian in the Cupboard to ever come on accident. Is it even... Let me Google something real quick. I got to do some investigative journalism.
Maybe I have the answer to your question.
Oh my goodness, it does exist.
What?
You can get this movie on Blu-ray. The 20th anniversary edition, mastered in 4K.
I wonder if there's any special features.
I don't. It doesn't.
Like,
say
I
anything.
really like the guy who played the Indian. I thought he did really well.
Uh-huh.
Same with the cowboy. I want to say his name was Boone. Oh, which reminds me. So, I read these books, right? There's like 4 of them.
Oh, okay.
And one of them is so depressing. So I don't remember which one it is. I want to say it's like the second or third one. It's like a reverse cupboard where there's like this chest where the kids can get into it, and when they do, they're transported into these toys world, like where the toys come from, where the Indian guy comes from and stuff, and they go and live there. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but the dude had the cowboy Boone in his pocket, and when he was transported, he accidentally crushed him to death.
Oh, nice. They should have put
Like
that in the
his
movie.
pocket.
That would have been awesome.
No. So I don't remember the exact circumstances. I remember reading it and being like, I'm done. I'm not going to read this anymore. I did not see it come at all. And he was like crushed and killed him as a small person in his pocket.
Yeah.
It was horrifying.
Well, are you ready to move on to our most famous segment?
Yeah, this is the world-renowned segment. Lead us in.
I want to see that.
What do you have on the menu for today?
I have not seen The Revenant yet. I know we talked about it a little bit before, but this is one
Oh, yeah.
that has been
I
on
have
my
also
list.
not seen that one.
Yeah, it's been on my list for a while, and I just have never, remembered to sit down and watch it.
It's weird because it's the movie that Leo finally won his award or whatever. So I feel like once I do that, that just shuts the door on his career and I'm done. I gotta watch all his other movies where he didn't win first before I watch this. That has to be the last Leo movie I ever watch.
That's probably the dumbest theory I've ever heard.
No, it's really dumb. That's correct.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be really good. But I'm afraid that it's really good in a filmmaking point of view. Like, oh wow, look at what they were able to accomplish and all this stuff, and it's gonna be.
It's another Citizen Kane.
Yeah, it's gonna just be really boring. And,
It's the Citizen Kane of its time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say that about every movie.
just every movie is a Citizen Kane of its
Every
time.
movie is a Citizen Kane of its time.
That's true.
Speaking of Citizen Kane, I know we don't do this anymore, but I have a recommendation.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
This is a callback to What the Dub.
What the dub.
So it's this podcast that I found a few weeks ago called Film Snuff. Have you heard of it?
No.
So basically, it's like, how did this get made? Where they tear apart movies.
Yep.
But instead of doing really bad movies, they do movies that they think are really bad, but are beloved by fans and the critics and all that.
Yeah.
And they just tear these movies apart. And they're pretty funny. They're not Famous Guys or anything, but they're pretty funny. And I'm pretty sure Citizen Kane is on their list. I'm really interested for the next one because it's Fight Club, and I'm interested to see what they have to say about it.
I'm so confused at how any of that relates to What the Dub.
Because we used to do recommendations.
Oh yeah, recommendations on What the Dub. Gotcha. I was trying to figure out how that connects to What the Dub, and I was like, well, I don't understand what you're saying.
Just to name a few.
You're recommending film snuff. Snuff. Like
Film
snuff out a candle.
Snuff. Yes. They've got Fight Club. They've got Casablanca. You've Got Mail. The Breakfast Club. They got Home Alone, Avatar, Top Gun. Oh, Spider-Man. That looks interesting. They just rip on these movies because they think they're dumb. They're I don't know if they like any movies. I'm waiting to hear them say a movie that they like, just I can gauge what kind of thing they're into, but it has not happened yet.
So basically, they're a better version of what we do.
Pretty much, yes.
Good.
I feel like everything out there is a better version of what we do.
That is probably fairly accurate.
Is there a worse version of what we do out there? I hope not.
Does your brother have a podcast yet?
Because that would be it.
Well, if you want to find us and tell us about how bad we're doing, you can go to at What the Dub. Or nope. Oh man.
You can, but does that even exist
I don't
anymore?
think it exists anymore. You can go to at I Seen That Pod or contact me directly at Alan RJ.
At Alan.
Man, my brain is slowing down a bit.
Yeah, naturally.
Now this is your turn.
Also, I am at Taylor Enixon.
I had when Jesse was on the podcast, I had him guess how to spell your last name when I was plugging your Twitter.
Oh boy.
Did not go very well. He said
If you subscribe to our Patreon, you can hear it right now. But actually, if you're listening to this, that episode was probably already out.
A long time ago.
So I just talked us out of a donation.
If you're listening to this, you can go to our Patreon and listen to it for free. And then
you
consider
go.
if you would like to listen to whatever's coming out next after this.
There's some real big ones coming that you're going to want to get early.
Yeah, we don't know. If you're not listening to this on Patreon, we don't know what's coming out right now. Like right now, we don't know what's next.
Oh, that's what you think.
It is what I think. But you can help support us on Patreon and help us make this show better, and we would greatly appreciate it.
Because we can't get any worse.